Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for being present and participating in another session of the YBT Bootcamp. The Bootcamp is an important resource that we work hard to provide for all the entrepreneurs that are participating in the different competitions, Startup Challenge, Eco Reto, Eco Challenge, and the Caribbean Innovation Competition. We have several videos we organized throughout the competition phase, the registration phase, and these sessions, these trainings are saved on our website. You can see below www.techamericas.net, where you have a link directly that takes you to the bootcamp. So we encourage all of you to use this resource. There's a lot of important and interesting presentation, different topics that are relevant to your project and business development. Today we have another interesting and very important session focused on the strategy on the Agenda 2025 of PepsiCo. That's more focused on performance with purpose and presented by Sylvia de Maison. This is an important session where you can learn a little bit more of their strategy and even how it can be implemented, and you can learn from it, so you can also take some ideas to put into your business to make it more sustainable. Ms. Sylvia de Maison is Senior Coordinator of Corporate Citizenship and Sustainability for PepsiCo Bebidas Latin America. She's she's based in Lima, Peru. She's the coordinator as well of the Eco Challenge program. This is the 9th year that we're working with PepsiCo in this competition. She has a bachelor's in communication from the University of Lima with a specialization in communication for business and development. So she was able to take her time and organize a presentation so we could learn more about what PepsiCo is focused on in the purpose with performance with purpose, and on how we as entrepreneurs can take these lessons and sustainability best practices and implement it in our projects as well. I want to quickly switch to the presentation and welcome Sylvia, and thank you for her time, and we will go through the presentation. Questions, we welcome questions in the chat box. You can write those questions. Please include your email as well. So if time is short, we can definitely follow up with the questions by email, and that's what we plan to do. So please include your email. Thank you so much, and we send it over to you, Sylvia. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Rafa. Well, good morning, everyone. As Rafa said, I'm Sylvia de Maison. I'm Coordinator of Sustainability and Citizenship for PepsiCo Latin America Beverages. And well, today I'm going to talk to you about performance with purpose, that is PepsiCo's philosophy. Next slide, please. So let's start with a quote from our CEO, Indra Nooyi, where she mentions that we recognize that we are stewards of a great company with opportunity not only to make a profit, but to do so in a way that makes difference in the world. So this is very important to understand what is performance with purpose. Next slide, please. PWP is our vision to deliver top financial performance over the long term by integrating sustainability into our business strategy. Next slide, please. Okay, so this agenda is designed to address the myriad ways we interact with the world around us in a way that recognizes the critical connections that exist between the types of products we sell, the way in which we bring them to the market, and our greatest asset, the people that move and sell our products. For example, continuing to grow our everyday nutrition business means that we'll be buying more fruits and vegetables. In doing so, we have to manage the water used to grow those crops. We have to uphold the human rights of farm workers who help to produce them, and we have to advance a people agenda that prioritizes diverse backgrounds and perspectives that include innovators with expertise including on many different types of expertise, science, technology, engineering, and math. So we are pursuing an integrated approach to drive further progress across all of our focus areas. Um, Now, let's take a closer look at our Performance with Purpose 2025 goals, beginning with products. Next slide, please. We've made good progress in addressing changing consumer trends by reducing added sugars in many of our beverages and by reducing saturated fat and salt in many of our foods. Our 2025 agenda builds on that progress. Our reduction in added sugars, saturated fat, and salt have been further informed by the latest dietary guidelines of the World Health Organization and other authorities. The current World Health Organization guideline recommends adults and children reduce their daily intake of free sugars to less than 10% of their total energy intake. Our new goal is designed to shift a significant portion of our beverage portfolio towards lower calorie levels that make it easier for consumers to follow World Health Organization recommendations. So it's a similar story about the relationship between the current World Health Organization guideline recommendations on sodium and saturated fat. Our PWP 2025 agenda is also about increasing positive nutrition, specifically by growing our everyday nutrition business. That means whole grains, fruits, vegetables, dairy, protein, and hydration, and also by providing access to at least 3 billion servings of foods and beverages to underserved communities and consumers. Next slide, please. Let me talk now about our planet agenda. Our work in this area is comprehensive and ambitious, and I want to focus on two areas in particular. The first, our goal to achieve positive water impact. For decades, we've been recognized as a leader in environmental stewardship and specifically in our water conservation efforts. Now we are taking our water strategy to the next level. What's different? That we are leading with a goal to reduce our agricultural water use efficiency by 15%. That may not sound like a lot, but when you put it in the context of farming and agriculture being the world's largest user of fresh water, that 15% goal is a volume of water roughly equivalent to the entire water use of all PepsiCo direct operations. And we are not letting up on the operational water use efficiency performance. We are doubling down. We exceeded our first operational water goal by reducing our water use per unit of production by nearly 26% since 2006, saving about $8 million over 5 years. Now we are committing to an additional 25% improvement by 2025. And importantly, we are going to be focused on our manufacturing operations in high water risk areas and on replenishing water locally, because we know that water removed in India and replenished in Indiana does not for the people in India. So the second highlight I want to tell you is that let's look to our work to lower carbon emissions. Over the past decade, we have done important work to reduce our energy use intensity in our fleet fuel use, direct operations, and purchase electricity. But these emissions account for just 7% of our total carbon footprint. So I'm very proud to say that as part of our 2025 agenda going forward, we will be actively reducing emissions that account for the other 93% of our total footprint. We will do this by working with suppliers, business partners, and customers to address greenhouse gas emissions in farming, packaging, third-party transportation, and consumer use of our products. We can't achieve this goal alone, and it's critically important part of PepsiCo's agenda. Climate change is an issue that affects our business, and each and every one of us, our families, and the health of our planet, of course. So please, next slide. Let's look at our people agenda now. And for our people agenda, it's essential that we continue to advance respect for human rights. And as part of our 2025 agenda, we are extending that work to all franchises and joint venture partners. We will do that by asking many more business partners to agree to the principles of PepsiCo Supplier Code of Conduct. And let me provide the context on the importance of this work in relation to agriculture. 1 in every 3 workers in the world is in the agricultural sector, and this is an essential part of PepsiCo supply chain. So we'll be expanding our sustainable farming initiative, which focus on human rights, among other issues, to more than 7 million acres over the next decade. That 7 million acres represent about 75% of our current agricultural spend, a significant portion of the land in which we are involved globally. We are also deepening our commitment to diversity and engagement, part of PepsiCo's heritage. We are doing this with important workplace practices that are part of our 2025 agenda, and also by committing to invest $100 million to benefit 12.5 million women and girls around the world in communities near where we work. This goal is significant in that it directs a significant amount of funding to support a meaningful social outcome. Our intention to build sustainable communities by supporting young women. Next slide, please. Here you can see in more detail our goals that are published in our sustainability report. They are ambitious goals, but we are certain that we will achieve them. You can have maybe you can find these goals in PepsiCo's webpage. So if you are interested in look at them, you can find it there. Next slide, please. These goals are strongly linked to the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. In fact, each of them contributes at least to one SDGs, as you can see in the table that is in your screen. And next slide, please. Okay, so this year the Eco Challenge is linked to the Sustainable Development Goals objectives, and therefore to performance with purpose. As you may know, there are 3 categories: nutrition, environment, and women. Within nutrition, we are looking for solutions that increase access to nutritious, healthy, and adequate food and beverages at affordable prices, and that positively support the nutrition of low-income populations, especially in rural areas. In environment, we look for solutions that recognize that the relationship between food and people involve the protection of the environment and the development of sustainable ways of producing and consuming food. And in women, we look for solutions that reduce gender inequality, particularly by supporting young people and women access to the labor market, and in response to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So we invite you to, if you haven't done yet, to register in the Eco Challenge. The deadline to the registration is on January 10. So we will be very glad if you register. So I think that that's it, Rafa. So I don't know if you want to add something.
No, thank you so much, Sylvia. No, this is great. This provides. Sorry, let me go back here. That this provides a good understanding for us to learn more about what PepsiCo is doing, especially in different areas, sustainability for in different areas. We hope that also this kind of presentation, and if you go onto their website and read the reports, can also give you ideas on how to implement some indicators and focus on sustainability in your projects and business. That's the idea of sharing this experience that PepsiCo is presenting. No, I think we, like Sylvia said, we if you haven't registered yet for the Eco Challenge, we have until January 10th. And again, to reinforce our boot camp, which I mentioned, has a lot of additional webinars, sessions that we have done with different specialists that can focus on specific areas or projects that can help you in your projects and business. So, example, financial plan, marketing, and so forth. So we encourage you to go back to the boot camp and learn from different sessions we publish. We're leaving the questions to follow up by email. So again, if you have some specific questions, you can write it down on the chat. Please include your email. We can follow up specifically with a more detailed answer by email. So from now, I think that's it. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Sylvia. It was enlightening and enlightening for us to learn more about what Pepsi is doing, and also for us to learn from your experiences. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rafa.
Thank you, everyone, and have a good day. And you can reach out to us as well by email if you have any questions. And thank you again. Good luck in your projects and business. And we hope you can register before the end of the deadline, or finalize all your documents before the end of the deadline, the January 10th. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.